Okay guys, so I'm aboard the Virginia Hawkeye with Bob here. You can see we've got the engine running right now and we're going to do oil samples. Now, this time instead of going to Caterpillar like I normally do, I went ahead and went over to, we call a company called Blackstone. And they actually just mailed us little canisters. And you'll get one of these little canisters just like this right here in the mail. And then they give you a self-paid envelope to go back in. And we just fill out the little tag here, and we put all the information on this little tag here because we're going to do the main engine, the transmission, and the gear. And this is just it's not yearly maintenance, but you know, like I said, this is the every 10-year checkup to make sure everything's good with the engine and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing today. Another thing that I'll pre-warn you about: this is the same pump that I bought at the Caterpillar dealer. It's the same pump basically, and their little canisters fit right on the bottom. So you can either pick this little pump up. You're going to need one of these. It's about $30 at the Caterpillar dealer. I don't know what Blackstone charges. I have no idea, but I'm sure you can buy one of these at Blackstone right here, and you got to have this little tube right here because that's how we're going to pull the oil out. So anyway, Bob's running the engine here for about 15 minutes is what it suggests, and that's what we're doing right now. And then we'll go ahead and pull these oil samples. So this is just a quick little video right here showing you, again, this is going to be like he's doing a 10-year, we'll call it a whole maintenance on the boat right here. So he wants to check his oils. Just make sure. The big thing is we wouldn't want to see any salt in any of the oil or anything like that. That would be bad. But Bob changes his coolers pretty regularly. He changes his oil every 100 hours. It's almost ridiculous how much you change that oil. There's no way. I got twin engines, Bob. I can't afford to do it every freaking 100 hours.
Well, I can't afford it either, Paul. But you know, I think that's one of those maintenance things. You know, the more often you do it, the better off the engine is. So.
Well, I do my oil samples, and I check my oil samples at 250, and typically it'll say change oil, especially while it's on the loop. Now it'll probably be, if the boat is sitting, I'll do them every 100 hours. It's more sitting time.
Well, on this boat right now, we've got about 80 hours on the oil and the transmission fluid.
Okay, good.
Because we came down the river system from spending the summer up north.
Okay, good. All right, so we're just letting you guys know. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and pull these samples now. I believe he's had the engine running for about 15 minutes.
Pretty cool.
All right. Well, Bob, I got to tell you, I've never seen a green Ford Lehman. That's a first for me.
It came from Singapore that way.
Oh, nice.
And I can't find any matching paint for it, so
you just leave it.
Just leave it green.
Yeah, actually, the engine room here looks pretty good, actually. All right, so we're just going to locate the dipstick tube, and we just put that inside there and pump out. Okay, so Bob's putting that in the dipstick tube. All right, that should be good. You can see the oil coming into the container. I don't think they need a full container, but we'll get it about 3/4 of the way full. Now, why you got to change this hose out every single time? Because it'll just contaminate your next fluid, so we don't want to do that. Wow, your engine room's pretty damn clean, Bob. Man, even your fuel tanks look good.
Stop it before it gets to the top.
Yeah, you're good right there. Stop. You're good, Bob. No more. All right, Bob. Now you got the gear to do. Which same thing. He's just opened up the disc on this.
Oh, you know what? I may have to do the.
Oh, through the dipstick. Yeah. Okay. It's not that. It looks good though, especially for as old as it is. Okay, here we are pulling the transmission samples. Bob's down there. He's just literally don't fill it up that full this time, Bob. Just put about
3/4.
Yeah, 3/4. Super simple to do these yourself, and it cost about $100 to do all three: the engine, the transmission, and the. How much you got out of there, Bob?
See, it's like this transmission, Paul.
Yeah.
It only holds 2.8 2.3
quarts.
quarts.
Yeah, mine are the same way. They don't hold much. I think you got enough there fluid, so.
Yeah, I'm just letting it drain out the tube.
So we ran this generator for about 15 minutes, maybe a little bit less. Get the engine hauled up, and he's just going right through the dipstick there, all the way down, and he just starts pumping. And how many hours you got on this oil, Bob?
This oil's pretty fresh. It's I changed this oil in Demopolis, and
You haven't put too many hours on it.
I haven't really ran it since because I couldn't get the water pressure.
Now, one of the cool things about this GB is it's got this get home engine or hydraulic pump, and it runs off that generator right there. Bob was just explaining it all to me. You can see it right there, that pump right there, and there's pulleys on the back there. And you hook the belts, you can see it right there, the pulleys. You hook that on there, and that gives you get home power. It'll run the propeller shaft in the boat. Bob never had to use it, but it's super cool.
It worked. I've never used it, so.
It's super cool. I got to show you this. So it's this controller right here. That's what runs that transmission right there. So super cool. I've never seen it before in any of these little trawlers, but that's the difference between a Graham Banks. So you just put that, and it engages the hydraulic pump, and then it'll move the boat. He said he doesn't think it'll move it very fast. See, these are your regular Morse controllers right here, forward, reverse, and your throttle. But if you got to use your generator, you can just use this right here, and all you can do is engage and go forward. It's a pretty cool little feature. No moss. We're good, Bob. I think you got plenty of fluid there.
I do.
All right, Bob. Well, thanks for sharing this with us and our audience on YouTube to show them how easy it is to make these oil samples. The only thing is you want to have a new tube here. We had a new pack of tube here, so you got to buy that and change it every single time. We did that to keep it from contaminating the next oil sample. So we just changed all three of those all 3 times. All right, Bob. You got anything to say before we end this video?
Well, thank you for helping me, Paul. I tell you, this is work that needs to be done, and it's not that difficult to do it. So.
No, it's not. If you do it yourself, you can do this for less than $100, basically. And
we did it all in about, what, 30 minutes?
Yeah, about 30 minutes. And a lot of that was just waiting for the engine temperature to heat up.